What's up, YouTube? I'm back. It's me, James, and I am here for another one of Weekly Digest for week 3, or no, sorry, 4.
It's week
4 of the NCL, and we have, of course, our co-host who is here to perpetually correct me, Captain Slinky himself.
We are off to a fantastic start already.
Like usual, okay? It wouldn't be NCL Weekly Digest if I didn't fuck something up off the gate. So, and then we have a very, very special guest. I've had him on a few times as well. Kind of the same as Mystery, but a very special guest. We have the Season 1 NCL champion himself, Will.
That's right, don't forget it.
Scoot Squill himself is joining us for today. And we're starting off here. We're going to look. We have a lot to talk about. I think, too, we usually focus a lot on games, but since there are so many transactions and team changes that went on this week, we're going to focus a lot more on that. And then we're going to go and kind of like just skim over the games a little bit. So
yeah, because I don't think any of the games this week were particularly interesting.
The big thing I do have to take a moment for, and we're going to have a little bit of a moment for silence for Mystery's brother, Mike, who passed away this last month. Mystery was just there for the funeral, so we were not able to get his game done. But I'm going to give him just a couple seconds of silence right now, just to shout out for Mystery and his brother, because that was a big blow for him. But yeah, we're going to do that for a second. God rest Mike's soul. Thank you all for that moment of silence for him.
Amen.
And we're all there for you. All there for you, Mystery. All NCL is behind you. And please, in the comments or anything, give a shout out to Mystery, because he deserves it. So because of that, though, me and Mystery were not able to complete our game. That's why you guys didn't get a team builder or a battle this week. So what's happening with that and around the NCL is it's been already determined by the mods and then a vote throughout the NCL that we are going to postpone that game until our break week, which is in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So when that happens, we will have the game and we will go. And then we'll kind of catch up, me and Mystery will then. It's kind of like if you guys are into NFL, with COVID that happened, we had a lot of games that were postponed because of players getting COVID. It's kind of like that. It doesn't really mess up the standings or anything any much because we'll catch up to everybody. So don't worry about that. But yeah, so basically me and Mystery kind of just got to bye. So,
speaking of Mystery, make sure you follow him on Twitter. Mystery was taken.
Oh no! So
surprise special guest Mystery.
We have
Hello.
surprise special guest Mystery. Hey Mystery, how you doing? Welcome to NCL Weekly Digest.
I figured you guys were recording and just wanted to make sure I get my promo in there. And I heard you were talking about our game. Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know, had some shit going on, and yeah, hopefully we can just get that taken care of sooner rather than later. But I'll let you guys finish your recording now. Just want to.
Hey, no, if you want, you can join us.
If you want to join in, yeah, we're going to be talking about transactions this week anyway.
I mean, I'm on my shitty phone mic, so just wanted to stop in for a little bit.
I actually just turned you up, so we can hear you just fine now.
Poggers.
Sweet, yeah, we have 4 people today. This is dope. We got the NCL champion and runner-up. We're here. Good digest. So the first game we're gonna jump right into is the Will versus Chris, and this was a great battle. In my opinion, I really enjoyed watching this. I was actually at Will's house for this battle, so that was funny to hear kind of from the next room over. But since
I had to get that ghosting help.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I help Will ghost against my best friend Chris. Yes, that's what happened. But I'm gonna start playing it, and I'm kind of gonna let Will kind of talk us through what his talking and his game plan was.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. I thought Chris played well. He kind of caught me as like a wild card going into this. I haven't really seen him play much, so for most of the battle, I was kind of just making safe plays. Found myself in a hole early because I missed my first 3 moves, which sucked.
Good old bright passage
hustle Drake result. But yeah, it ended up being a really good matchup for Drill. He kind of figured out his pretty early. So with that, nothing was really standing in the way of Drill. Brought Mold Breaker, so it hit. And that was basically the battle. I just kind of found enough situations to bring Drill in, and I think it got all 6 kills actually.
It did. It actually did get 6 kills.
There was that sketch part late in the battle where first his his Dragapult was kind of giving me some headaches because I had no idea what that thing set was. But then when the Lycanroc came out, I had a close call with the Toxapex, especially since I forgot to get nature in the team builder.
Bro, if that shit would have killed, he won on the spot. I'm just saying, like that. Shit,
No, he didn't. He didn't. He did not win. My Corviknight was still at.
Yeah, but he had the.
My Corviknight was still at 90. So my Corviknight would have gotten chipped.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could say. I don't think that it would have probably won Chris the game. I think it made it a lot closer, and probably gave Will a little bit more headaches.
I don't think he's 6-0s like with Lycanroc, but you know, I just think he'd have a chance.
Mm-hmm. I think he did a really good job bringing in. Sorry.
Yeah, I had DD Lum Mew in the back, so that thing was kind of ready to come in if Drill went down.
That is true.
Were you DD?
I was DD Lum.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the DD Lum.
Even if that
was the DD Lum Power Whip, right? Right, Will?
Yeah, I had Power Whip on it for Rotom.
Nice. Okay. Wait, I have a question. Hold on. If you Willow a Lum Mew, does it synchronize before, or does it eat the berry?
I think it eats the berry and doesn't synchronize, and then if he has to get affected by the status in order to synchronize it.
Okay.
Like it has to take effect before he can synchronize it back. So like he'll get
that makes sense.
Yeah, he'll get the you'll Willow him, he'll eat the berry, and then the next turn if you Willow him again, he'll synchronize it, but he won't synchronize it that turn.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. The big things I talked about Chris, telling him his mindset. He made a couple mistakes, rookie mistakes like usual. Was leaving the Jirachi in. I mean, it worked out for him, but like he left the Jirachi in on the Dracozolt like 4 times, and I mean, Will missed all of his earthquakes, but that was kind of, I don't understand why he was leaving it in on it. Like he didn't have like the greatest swap in, but seeing the earthquake, I feel like Donphan was kind of just an easier swap there. I mean, it ended up working out, and he could save Donphan's HP. And then the other big thing,
everything's a good swap in.
Yeah, but and then the second biggest thing I will say is just the Dragapult. I think that he was giving Will headaches by just kind of spamming Hex, just because Will was swapping around, not knowing kind of what the set was, and he was just doing damage to anything. I don't think there was any reason to DD when he did, and then when he DD'd, he just ended up pressing Hex again. So
I agree with that completely. I thought the DD was the worst play of the game.
I still don't know what the last move on that Dragapult was.
It was darts. It was darts.
It was darts?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give Chris some credit here. Will is a pretty accomplished battler. Me and him have our back and forth. It's always a close game between us. He like that. I get it was a 4-0, but he gave Will, a decent ride there.
No, it was a 3-0.
The Dragapult, the Lycanroc,
Wouldn't it?
I mean, first ever league and playing a champion and shit, like good fucking shit, Chris.
And I can say I was in the next room over, and I can just say from the battle, because Will, hilariously enough, talks a lot when he's battling. It's hilarious. Will was definitely, there were times where Will did not know what the hell he was going to do, and he was on his toes, and Will was like, well, I don't know what to do here. And it was pretty cool seeing that, like, Chris causing that kind of, not panic, but like indecision from an accomplished battler. So that was really cool. And then honestly, it probably should have been a 2-0-2 if you think about it, because at the very end of the game,
Rotom
Excadrill got crit, or Excadrill crit Rotom, which he wouldn't have died because he was full HP, full defense, and he lived one earthquake.
And that Clef dodged like 45 Hydro Pumps. That shit was pissing me off. Like, please.
He missed two. He missed all of his Hydro.
Let's not forget the first 4 turns when I missed.
No.
All that was deserved.
Yeah, I think I sent mystery message. I was like, "Is this fucking bright powder Jirachi? What the shit?" But no, it's just Dracozolt needing glasses.
Yep, that's usually what happens. But like I said, so we're not going to spend too much time on the battles. I'm going to move straight on to Slink and Tristan. I got to remember this game myself. Okay, I remember it now. I see that.
Honestly, it's a lot of Tristan outplaying me.
The Thundy versus Thundy first turn was probably the weirdest turn that I've ever seen. It was kind of funny, but other than that, I thought it was a decent game. The only thing I can say, we'll get to it later. I know you guys are kind of watching it right now. I think it was weird to debond on the Mandibuzz rather than just killing it. I get kind of why you did it, but like I would have just killed it because you killed it at that point with it being the minus whatever it was. But
I was not physical.
oh, you weren't physical, but I still think you killed it because it was at 19%, wasn't it? And you were offensive, but
No, it boosted up.
oh, okay. Well, I mean, at that point, you did ended up killing it because of the. All right, now I see where it is. Oh, you had the weakness policy though, and then you Destiny bonded that play. Okay.
Why didn't you bring Stone Edge on your Gallade?
I want to say it was I had Poison Jab instead of Stone Edge.
Was that?
I just remember playing Tristan's team, like it was all pretty rock weak, and especially with that Mandibuzz being probably his best switch in Gallade.
Mm-hmm.
I think CC does more than Stone Edge because of stab. I don't quote. It might be pretty close, but I know they're in the same ballpark.
I think I've calced that a bunch from when I was facing James, and I had Mandibuzz. And I think the Stone Edge does more. I might need to calculate.
I definitely could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm thinking of like the Poison Jab CC thing of like on neutral hits. I don't know. Huh? I'd have to think about that.
The second I saw Rain Dance, I was like, well, this Thunderous is going to be a pain in my ass.
And it wasn't just that. And it was as soon as Aegislash went down, you also had literally nothing for Kyurem. He just pressed Freeze Dry like 8 times, and everything just died in front of him. So, I mean, it was good prep by Tristan, and then a kind of like running around plays with Slink here.
Yeah,
but,
it's like my best bet was to Toxic it with Milotic and hope that Thunderous could hit its Focus Blast.
Yeah.
Which it did not.
That's true.
Because that Focus Blast would have killed.
That makes sense, yeah.
But that's sometimes how it goes. It would have ended up being a I think a 2-0 instead of a 4-0.
Yeah,
if I had hit that, because I did have Grass Knot on Thundy too.
Biggest thing with you, Slink, I think is just I think you were just still shaking the rust off with this team and kind of like figuring it out and stuff like that. But I mean, you did make some big changes that we will be talking about here in a little bit. So hopefully maybe that can kick you back in the right gear. You're 1 and 3. You're definitely not too far like gone. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle, but you faced some really tough opponents already, and you've already faced Tristan. Have you faced Will, right?
I faced Tristan. I faced Will. So
I mean, that's 2 really hard contenders out of the way. You kind of have just nowhere to go but up. So I think that you definitely can climb back into the playoffs. You're still in my playoff race. I don't think I have you kicked right out right now, even though you're not in its standings. But but basically,
he's 8th right now.
Something like that. It's because I don't you didn't play, but like right now he's 10th.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's a whole lot of ball game left. I really wouldn't worry about it. You do still play me, and I think you play James still, so that will be.
Yeah, I actually play James this week.
Oh boy. A win would definitely help your season, but not over.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And I mean, my record against James is 1-0.
That is true.
Yeah, there you go.
But at the same time, I will point out it was a week 1, so it was just kind of gifted to you there. So
yeah, because you can't win.
I can't win on week 1. I just can't. It's just not my fault at this point.
Yeah, you're cursed. Well, actually, you could have won this week 1, but you decided to throw away.
That's the point. That's the point.
Man,
I couldn't.
So I know I'm new here. I want to confirm this. Like half of the point of this is to kind of make fun of James for his blunders, right? That's
Either bully me or make fun of James. Yeah, I mean it's
that's usually where this goes.
And usually it's half bully Mystery, but also throwing shade at James at the same time. So, and then Mystery will always deflect it onto me. So that's what usually happens.
Well, yeah, because I mean I'm the greatest to ever do it. So that's just what you do.
But I actually didn't watch this game. I'm watching it for the first time now. But I moved on to Buxton and Taylor.
All right.
Oh my gosh, that Hurricane did 8 million. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He had no swap, and I don't know why he didn't go Zapdos on the Moltres. I really don't, especially when he was in rain. But on that play there, I don't know if you guys saw that, but
it also puzzled me that he chose to stay in with the well, first off, leaving Volcarona I thought was a little weird, but then staying in to go for a flamethrower as opposed to something like I know he had QD. I don't know if he had sub or something like that. I think would have been a better choice just because that Moltres was kind of obvious, and he paid the price for it.
Yeah,
and then hitting the obvious flip turn. It's like, I'm just gonna go into Vaporeon here.
Yeah. I thought Taylor played pretty well. I thought he built pretty well, too. He kind of did what he needed to do to beat
Also, staying in on Galvantula when that thing knows Energy Ball.
And it's most like
I think this game is just a learning bump for Buxton. He's obviously having a really good season thus far. And you're just like, he played, crazy offense, and he lost to it by 1-0, and he obviously didn't play his best game. So I don't think this is too much of an indictment on him. I think Taylor just played pretty well. I think he built well. The Moltres was cool, and just solid game overall.
The one thing I will say sorry, Will, you go ahead. My bad.
I was just going to say, and it definitely came down to Taylor stalling out the exact right amount of rain turns, too. So I know Buxton's a big fan of rain. He will always build rain teams and playthroughs of the new generations and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree. I think this is, a battle that he definitely will come out strong.
Yeah.
Big thing I can say for it was, I think also Taylor kind of had I think he played really well, and then with the building, he also showed me his team. I think he was kind of saved by the fact that Buxton was so terrified of Kartana, and I don't think he should have been as much. I know Kartana is a really scary mon, and if it has boosts, it can be scary, but
especially if it's defensive.
Yeah, but oh my god,
my whole thing is who has a Zapdos?
But the thing was,
if you're in rain, put Heat Wave on the Zapdos if you're that afraid of the Kartana.
It's 6-0'd. I'm not joking. Just 6. You don't need Heat Wave. You have a rain. You can just land Hurricane and it OHKOs it.
Also true.
But Zapdos 6-0'd this team, and I think Buxton was just really, really afraid, and I understand to the point why he was afraid of the Kartana, but offensive Zapdos just pressed Volt Switch for days on this team, and he just had no swapping, and it did almost 50 to everything but Naga, and Naga doesn't like swapping.
Yeah, but defensive card click synthesis on so many of these mons, Leaf Blade, OHKO, the Swampert, that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, that's so cool, but then it gets OHKO'd by Hurricane, so...
Well, then just switch Kartana in the rain. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Look, you know what, motherfuckers? I'm getting Cart next season. He's coming defensive every single week.
Okay, I want you to. I want you to.
I will.
But overall, I don't think there's much to talk about this game. It was just rain. And like we said last week, it's going to be every week with you, Buxton. I'm sorry. A little bit of learning curve, learning how to use it. Shouldn't have sacked some certain things. You got to remember win cons, stuff like that. But basically just rain, and then you played pretty well. I mean, it was 3-1, and then Draco Vicious pressed Vicious Ren 3 times in one.
I was gonna say that was basically it. It's like, all right, cool. Draco Vicious just Ren's here, like it always does.
Yep. But moving on, we're gonna go to Monster Aaron. Monster Aaron. So this game, I remember this game. This first turn was kind of huge, I
don't know why he clicked taunt when you can see that Hatterene can have magic bounce.
Well, I understand why he did it. He thought he was gonna swap, but I don't know. Yeah. It was really weird. I would have just knockoff. I feel like knockoff was the freest knockoff.
Knockoff or gunk shot, honestly.
Mm-hmm. But basically,
because he's Trick Room, he has to get it up.
Mm-hmm. And this team was just
I'm not sure why he didn't click knock first turn. That shit looked free.
Yeah, that's what that's still what I don't understand completely. And I want to point out though, freaking that Mega Camera Up, dude. This mod does so much damage. He flamethrowered and did 32 to this Cresselia. That was nuts. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's max speed up Cresselia because Camera Up 8 Aaron's whole team alive. I mocked with them.
Mm-hmm.
Camera Up for me was getting consistently at least 3 kills and just absolutely terrorizing him. And then we made the crest spit up so it could be the only thing that could live a hit.
And he was still doing 32 to 36. I'm seeing the rolls right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
what just I don't think the Camera Up ended up getting any kills.
I don't think so, but that's because of the crest being spit up and then just the rest of the team,
Yeah.
I think there was a really big luck played there too where Monster stayed in with the Camera Up and pressed Flamethrower 8 times, and then Cresselia was just healing, and then he finally went to Hatterene and bounced back a Toxic, and it was
yeah, that was
all right.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest part of this game, the word of it for this game was magic bounce. Remembering that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I actually really agree on the luck part of that. Sorry, I don't want to like take too much of you guys' airspace. I'll just say this, and
it's
I'll
fine.
let you guys talk about pretty much everything else. Since I did mock with him, I have a little bit more of like what Aaron was thinking. I don't think he played horribly. I also just like the matchup was pretty awful for Aaron because so many of his mons are fast and like hyper offensive and whatever. So he was stressing out about this game. Mel Metal 8, Camera Up 8, and I don't know. Monster stayed in a few times where it felt weird and got a few lucky magic bounces. I don't know. I'm not going to criticize Aaron for this game. He didn't play that awful.
Yeah, I think Monster did a good job of getting Trick Room up, and then I think I'm going to admit to it, I think Monster did get a little lucky in this game. But we're going to finish this out. I'm putting this on hyper fast, guys, because I don't want to watch this somewhere. It's pretty boring. But
Oh yeah, the end was very painful.
yeah, it was just slow death to all of Aaron's mons, so...
You know, at the same time, though, Monster is now on a 2-game winning streak, and he is showing some resiliency to the kind of standard counter strategies for Trick Room. So I'm not saying it was the prettiest win, but I'm curious to see kind of how the rest of his season goes. I think he's, kind of aware of what people are trying to throw at him, and I think he's adapting well.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think so.
He absolutely could have just laid over and died, and he didn't give up on the season, which I think is, to say the least, impressive. A lot of people would have probably just been like, I drafted Trick Room and this shit sucks, so I'm not going to try. So I appreciate that. I'm glad he's still giving it a go.
Monster going after it is cool.
This is just slow. I'm still going. This is just slow,
I'm
bro.
I'm going on normal.
Ugh.
It's just hit 34.
I'm on 60 right now, and the Porygon just died.
Oh, this was my other big thing about this match. Aaron took way too long to get his low punny in. I guess he got it in at certain points, but he was only clicking like fake out and U-turn. And Monster is kind of able to just like regen up, switch between Slowbro and Porygon and his conk and stuff like that, and keep healing up. I don't think the low punny did nearly enough.
I can agree.
No.
I wanted him to run Toxic Low Punny because Slowbro was the switch in every single time. Like, get the Toxic on him. At least you're doing something to him before you turn out.
Sure. That makes sense.
All right,
Yeah,
and now
I was-
on to the funnest match of the week that we had. That just happened, but we had Smith versus Steph, and this basically was 16 turns, and Tapu Lele got in, pressed Calm Mind, and 5-0'd his team until Terrakion could finally just kill it.
It's one of those things where it's like I like Steph, but he has to know what his answers to certain threats are.
I just like it was really cool getting the lead seed into Suicune and then getting the sub up and stuff.
Getting a free sub, but then it just...
And he got parried on it, so like I can't like fully blame him because he did get parried, so that really sucked. But like why like the Tapu Lele's already shown Thunderbolt, why would you go Celesteela? Like, well, you went Gardevoir.
Yo, I know I said in the battle, why did that shit die? Lele is way too strong. Fuck that mom.
It was also +1, but yeah. And
He
I don't know.
modest too.
Yeah, that is true. Was modest.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
And it was just like he like swapped, like he stayed in with Mega Guard, hyper voiced it, and then swapped into Suicune, which lived 1. And then just killed the Suicune basically, and then to do all that.
Oh, this was this game when he sacked like 4 mons to Lele. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he outsped it. Did 44 with a hyper voice, and then lost a special attack.
Well, and then switched out because even when it dies on rocks,
Yeah,
there was no point to ever switching out there.
oh, that's weird. I didn't even realize that, Slink. Technically, the Porygon bot gave that Gardevoir kill to Lele. But it should have been Miltank as a passive kill. That's crazy. I didn't realize Porygon messed up with that.
yeah.
Wait, did it? Who got the other kills?
It was 5, like, Lele got 5 kills and then Halucha got 1, was what the Porygon bot
Oh, I
said.
thought it said it got 4. Okay, never mind.
Right. But, yeah, so that was that game. There's not much to talk about it. I'm sorry, Steph. It's just you sacked 5 mons to Lele, and then...
Yep.
you kept swapping. Like at that point, like if you're gonna send Mega Guard out and you wanted to do damage in order to get something else in to kill it, like if you were just saying, okay, Mega Guard's not the least useful one, I just need the damage to then revenge it, you have to commit to that. You have to press Hyper Voice again, get it down to what, like 30%, and then you send out your Incineroar to kill it.
Well, literally, like just let one die and then go into Terrakion because you're faster. You can always not start and just kill him.
Yeah, that was the point. It was like go into Incineroar or go into Terrakion or something. Just let something die and then do it. But like the swapping around, it was.
I gotta say, there was zero reason to bring in Nidoqueen against a Psychic Mon.
I don't know, and he knew like
the
Nidoqueen wasn't scarred.
Mega Gardevoir. The one time that Mega Gardevoir is really good is when you're switching around because it just does a fuck ton of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that was very poorly played for someone who, or not Mega Gardevoir. Wait, did I say Mega Gardevoir? Tapu Lele. Yeah. I guess I'll take back what I said. I think Lele is good, but I do think it's slightly worse just because like the terrain's well nerfed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not as good as it used to be, and it's like, just please kill it. I don't get what you're doing of letting everything take 60% on switching. Like none of them were gonna get OHKO'd, but then you let all of them die. I just Steph, I love you, man, but that was hard to watch.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't think there's much other to say than that, and that actually wraps up all of our games. We got through those pretty fast. We have a good chunk of time. And as you guys saw, we went through some teams, there are some big team changes. We're going to start off with the simplest one. My boy Chris ended up dropping the Lycanroc Dusk, and he picked up Shaman. I think this is a really good pickup. Just gives him a good like neutral grass to kind of compare
ground switchings. They exist.
Yes, they exist now. Other than Togekiss, Rotom Wash, like it was just Mold Breaker Mons, or as Mystery likes, the one set. I won't say it, but the one set Mystery loves that beats everything.
I mean, Excadrill also, as we just saw, it got 6 kills for a reason because there was no switching.
Mm-hmm. So, with 2 flyings and a Levitate Mon, you wouldn't usually think it's terrible, but like against Excadrill, but Shaman's a really good like neutral ground swap, and now I think it's a really good pairing to complete your core with Rotom Wash and Fernape. Shaman, that's a really good fire, water, grass core. And then I kind of think it gives really cool like Leech Wish support, so he doesn't have to run like Wish every week, and he can still get some neutral damage back, because that's like one of the thing with Rotom is it loves to have like Leech or Wish on its team just to give it back health if it doesn't want to run Pain Split.
Well, and another thing with Shaman is that like the versatility with his team was already crazy. It's even like crazier now. It's just every single mon in his team now, I think other than maybe like Drapion and the low tiers, have so much versatility. There's everything that they can do.
Well, you know what's crazy?
I really like that.
Other than maybe, Type Null runs an offensive version too, but every single one of his mons can be run offensive.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy.
Altaria.
Well, like Altaria, yeah, but
Dragon Dance, normal Altaria?
Oh, easy. But like other than, of course, Altaria, but you type Nolan up, every single one of his mons can be ran offensive, and like 3/4 of these mons can also be ran defensive. Other than, please don't run the mystery other league special of, I know he didn't run it, but his story of defensive Infernape with a Rocky Helmet Slack off. We don't need that.
That stuff's good.
I know it's not.
It is.
What is it? What it's like?
That set is the Taylor special.
It's the Scizor check.
Well, yeah. That's not a check. It's just Infernape.
No, it's a check.
Offensive Infernape, low-key kind of just checks
Does it resist Steel? Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, wait, does it resist Bug? Oh, it does.
Oh, but it doesn't resist dual Wing Beat, and it dies.
Okay,
so.
But who's bringing dual Wing Beat for the fucking Infernape? You're not staying in on him.
Okay, but you catch him on the swap in. Easy.
But no one's predicting Infernape to swap in because of people like you think it's only offensive.
Keep moving.
All right. Well, and then we had another. I'm gonna just kind of go down the road, and then
we'll fight for my sets.
We had Will, which I really enjoyed. I'll let Will talk about his, and then I have something to say about it. But he picked up.
But I'll let you
he dropped Dracozolt, and he dropped Vanillix, and he picked up Mega Sceptile and Electros, and I'll let Will take the floor.
Yeah, I dropped Dracozolt because it can't connect moves.
True.
Facts.
Yeah, basically just took a little bit of the emphasis off of Sand. Added some natural elite speed in Mega Sceptile, which is cool. I'm a big fan of having a mon with elite speed. The Sceptile itself, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of got like a shallow move pool. But excited to have it. And with the Electros too, kind of got some pretty helpful resistances and immunities. So yeah, we'll see. I think these mons kind of fit my playstyle pretty well. So excited to use them. I've never used them. But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
James, you want to go first? Because I do have some stuff I want to say, but
you can go ahead, Mr. I'll end it. I'll end it off.
I appreciate that. So, Electros, I think, is a great fit because it doesn't force Drake's ult to be here and be like a Volt Absorb weird set for electric types, because Drill usually doesn't want to switch in unless it's like Regieleki. Anything with coverage, Drill doesn't really want to switch into, so I think that's great. You have a good electric swap in, AV Electros is taking anything. I'm not a huge fan of Sceptile. I get you do have more natural speed, which is cool, but like it just doesn't do a whole lot for you. I mean, you finally got a grass type in a league that I play with you, so like Poggers, but I don't know. I feel like there was other options out there. I heard there was possibly a Clefable for Garchomp trade in the works, and that might have fallen through, but I don't know. I think there was other options out there. That's all I'll say.
I mean, if you want to make that argument, what's Garchomp doing on a team that already has Excadrill? Like, there's so much overlap on that. So, I don't know if I really agree with you on that.
Okay, I'll give you that Drill and Garchomp don't have to be on the same team. Okay, fair.
I just think if it's going to be on sand too, I was thinking about it too, and Garchomp and Excadrill, it forces Garchomp to be that more bulky natural ground, which kind of sucks. But
before Scale Shot, that's really what in draft it was more bulky than it was. Like, it was either Scarf Chomp or Bulk Chomp more often than not, because you couldn't really run unless you're like Z Sandstorm. I don't know. Maybe there just was a better grass type out there. But who knows? I think Sceptile is a little underutilized, so maybe you'll figure something out.
Well, actually, I'm going to kind of go 160 on what Mystery's saying. I'm going to agree with him, though. I'm going to start off with the agree.
180?
Or 180. I can't. I'm stupid, all right? We've put 2 and 2 together.
Right? Do a full 360 on what Mystery's saying.
And get right back around to what Mystery's saying and talk about Electros. The same thing, see? It works. But I'm a huge fan of Electros. It gives him another ground immunity that's not Corviknight. That's it. But it gives him another ground immunity. Excadrill is like one of Electros' biggest enemies.
Queen's right there.
Okay, we're not talking about Vespa Queen, but good job, Will. I'm proud of you. Excadrill is like Electros' worst enemy, and Will has it on his team, so it's not like a huge deal. And so like I'm a huge fan of Electros. It's extremely versatile. People forget that it has base 115 attack and a base 105 special attack. So it's not something to like just take lightly. It has one of the biggest move pools of like almost any mons. It's up there. Its move pool's crazy with Giga. It gets Drain Punch. It gets Knockoff. It gets I think like
Doesn't it get Fire Punch?
It gets Fire Punch. It gets Leech Life. I think it gets like weird. It gets a bunch of really cool stuff.
U-turn.
U-turn. Yep. It gets Giga Drain. I don't know if I said that, but
yeah.
Yeah, I only drafted it for Monsters team.
But I really enjoy the Electros, and then actually I'm gonna say the thing I like about Mega Sceptile, I think it's very underused. Like Mystery says, maybe he's just not used to it yet. But I think it fits really well on this team because he traded a electric immunity for another electric immunity, which also Electros is a resistance, which is really good. But like electric just went ham on this team before. Like even like Draco's ult was kind of forced, like Mystery said, to run Volt Absorb every week unless you run Hustle and miss all your moves. So there's that. But Mega Sceptile also adds the added effect of like electric types have such a hard time, or mons that get Volt Switch or anything like that have such a hard time pressing it because you're just giving that Mega Sceptile the Lightning Rod boost. If you do it like wildly, stuff like that.
A Lightning Rod boost off of 145 is yikes.
Yeah, it gets pretty high after that. And I agree with Will. The big thing with Mega Sceptile that everybody knows is that its move pool is Leaf Storm, and that's about it. But it can run physical as well, which is a really cool set because it doesn't get X-Scissor and Earthquake. That's about as cool as it gets there. But I think it adds a really cool grass type, which I think just fits really well on this team. It lets him to hit things that he didn't previously hit super hard. like before with like Dracozolt had to come. Like if Dracozolt didn't like coming, he had a really tough time hitting really bulky waters. Sceptile adds to that. I just like the addition. I think that if he uses it right and in the right situations, which I know Will can and probably will do, it can be very, very versatile and very good for this team.
You know what? I gotta agree. I'm a big fan of the bulky water thing sucked. He picked up 2 more ground, like a ground switch in and a ground immunity, obviously barring Excadrill. You know what? I'll give you that. You know what? It is a solid pickup. I kind of scoffed a little bit at first, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how Will does.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, and I kind of like I didn't really help Will because he already had it in his head, but I told him like I think it would be a really good idea, and I think that it will be a cool addition to the team.
I get your original sentiment, and I was looking at a bunch of bulky grasses, kind of like less offensive ones, but options weren't that great. The one I really wanted got taken by Taylor, which I guess we'll talk about later. But
who does he have?
We'll get to it, but you'll realize it. It's one of your favorites, Mister. I can't believe you're forgetting it.
Defensive cart?
No, the other.
I really wanted Rotom.
Your other favorite grass type.
Oh, true. The other good grass type. Okay,
that's right.
But
definitely like sacrifices some of the traditional options of a bulky grass. I mean, Mega Sceptile's about as good defensively as defensive Infernape, but
I disagree. Where's your Rocky helmet?
But yeah, we'll see. This is kind of the train I'm on now. So looking to make the most of it, but we'll see how it goes.
Also, Mystery, he has to press Synthesis and Stand, and he can't slack off. So in defensive Infernape's better.
True. Big fan.
Man.
Tell him how it is.
Wow.
All right, and then moving on, Slink. We're going to Slink. I'll let him talk about it actually really quick. He dropped Gallade, Aegislash, Acelgor, Totodile, and pick up the Mega Zam, Urshifu Rapid, Bronzong, and Hippo. Little Hippo, Mini Hippo, Thought Patrol.
Got good old Thought Patrol on the team.
Yes, sir.
He won a championship with them, so he had to bring back the luck.
I did.
All right, Slink, go ahead.
Zam, Urshifu, Bronzong. Number one, before the trade, Mega Gallade was my fastest Mon, and it was, well, besides Excelgor, which,
sucks.
you know, we're thank you. Yes, Excelgor sucks. So the only thing it'd be useful for is a final gambit shenanigans. So I was like, you know what? Mega Zam is right there. He has an insane special attack, and he's also got base 150 speed, which outspeeds almost everything. We're going to grab that.
Okay.
And then I wanted an actual fighting type, which I didn't have before. I needed something that could hit, you know, ground and rock fairly consistently besides Milotic and Zarude. So I was like, hey, Urshifu Rapid Strike. It's a good mon. I've used Urshifu Single Strike before. It got me a championship.
True. Big facts.
So it's like, all right, we got Mega Zam, we got, you know, critical hits, the Mon. And then Bronzong is just Bronzong. It's
my
the
guy,
mystery jar.
Is that it?
The thing the thing I will add to it, I think Urshifu is cool just because it does add that physical presence that you're kind of lacking. Like, it's literally just Urshifu, Zarude, and then
Arcanine.
I mean, Arcanine, yeah, if you want to run it that way, but Arcanine most of the time. Gliscor has base 95 attack. It's not... I mean, Swords Dance is cool, but like it's not doing as much damage as you think. It's not really a physical presence, if that makes sense. It's more of like... It's just its defensive presence kind of being annoying.
So there's a Fundy right there with a
I know, but that usually runs special too. But what I'm just saying is, like, I like Urshifu being like the kind of main tier, hard-hitting physical presence on this team. Is kind of what I'm just getting at.
I like the bulky water with Urshifu Rapid. Sorry,
Will, you lost that game too, so I don't want to. Don't bring up your physical allergy.
On James.
Do you remember that mystery?
I didn't hear what he said. I'm sorry.
I ran physical Mega Alakazam on James.
True, you had a Fire Punch. Right?
Yeah, and it did 65 to regular Scizor, and it didn't die. And then I U-turned. But yes, it was very
I think
ghost.
odds are good. So like,
But I do like the addition. I think that like
You know what? No. Hold up. He's criticizing fucking defensive Inferno when he ran Fire Punch Alex. Man, I'm tired of the harassment. Anyway, James, I'm sorry. Keep going. I just had to
no,
say that.
the only thing I will say is like you do have Zarude, but like I don't know, like if Zarude goes down or gets weakened or like can get hit by because this type of Pokemon gets a lot of coverage, but like Ghost type just goes in on this team, like it's kind of nuts. But like they're like if Zarude gets hit by like let's say a prediction or
What
if
do
it
you
gets
mean? I have a whole Slaking.
oh my god, I can't have a serious conversation anymore.
Go. He's here.
But
I hear what you're saying about the ghost types. I see that too. One thing I do really like about this team post the changes is, your defense is still pretty nutty. And with Mons like Gliscor, Melodic, and Arcanine running around, I wouldn't really be worried about too many neutral ghost types. Just because you definitely have like those defensive options still. And and Zarude too. Zarude doesn't have bad defenses. It's actually pretty good defensive.
No, it's
stats,
105, 105, and
90 something.
95.
Yeah.
And I like the Zam. I think it was good for you to get that speed. The thing I'll say is like you definitely dropped off in terms of versatility quite a bit with losing like Delayed and Aegislash has a pretty good moveset. And as opposed to it, like Mega Zam is kind of one-dimensional. Like, you prepare for the Psychic move, you prepare for like a coverage Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam, and I don't know. I can't really speak to Urshifu Rapid Strike. I haven't ever used it. It seems like the general sentiment is it's a little underwhelming. I've only seen it lose a championship. But
I hate this motherfucker. Oh my god. I have record on you. Sweep my ass. Anyway, no, Urshifu Rapid Strike, I don't think it's underwhelming. I've used it. I only used it one time that season. It was in the finals, and then I used it in a different league. And I think it was at 6 of the 9 games. When its matchup's good, you're going to absolutely love it. And when the matchup is anywhere from average to below average, you're going to find it underwhelming. So it's picking its spots, I think, is going to be huge, because that Mon, if it has good matchup, will absolutely rip through teams. Like water fighting, like we've seen with Keldeo, is a great typing. So, just finding your spots. That's the most important part.
That's kind of the other reason why I got it, is because I love Keldeo, and it's physical Keldeo.
Basically.
All right, and then we're going to kind of move through it pretty fast. So I'm going to go to Steph is our next one. We had a big trade between me and Steph where I gave him Raikou for Celesteela. He gave me Celesteela, and then he dropped Regieleki for Scizor. I don't think his team with this trade, just because I made it with him, I think the team stays about the same. I would just say like he got better in the fact that he has electric type that can actually hit things now that are ground or anything that has Volt Absorb or stuff like that. Which gives him a lot more versatility, and it gives him he still keeps a pretty fast speed tier. It loses, of course, that base 200, which is nutty, but he maintains a pretty decent speed tier in 115. And then Scizor he picks up. He continues to have that defensive steal that also gives him a little bit more versatility on the physical side, and gives him another defogger, so he can finally not be like crazy, just underwhelmed with rocks. Because, he gets rid of a rapid spinner for a defogger, but it's definitely a better defogger or hazard removal. So I think there's uplifting parts about it, and then I think there's downlifting. Like he loses Leech Seed, Celesteela with Suicune and Annoying Bulk, but he gains a little bit more offensive presence, a little bit of better defogger, and then a better electric. So it's give and take. I think the team overall stays about mid. I'll let everybody say something really quick about it because I don't think it's that important. But yeah, what do you guys think about it?
It's cool.
I think he gets much better. I'm going to disagree that it's mid. I think Raikou is a significant step up from Regieleki.
For sure.
And Scizor is a step down, but I also think it helps him because it gives him a little bit more Volturn into Terrakion and Gardevoir.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
As well.
Like I think overall, like I think this makes a lot more sense for his team. I think Celesteela was cool, but it didn't exactly yes, Suicune and Celesteela are great. It just I don't know, he didn't exactly need it, and I think this helps him way more. I think these changes are good. So
For sure.
Yeah.
Will, anything to say on that?
Yeah, I think it's better. Big fan of getting rid of Regieleki. The one
That
thing
mon
I'd
is
say,
great.
speed seems a little too easy to prep for. Like he's got 4 mons above 100, which is cool, but they're in like such a small range where like you could use one Scarper to kind of, speed all of them pretty easily, and a slow Scarper at that. So I mean that would be the one thing, but yeah, I do think it's a step up. I like the Raikou a lot.
He's got to use my agility scissor special.
true, good set.
All right, so we're moving on to a big team change, and our second to last one, because we are running out of time. We're pretty long. This episode's going to be a little bit longer, guys, but we have more people and a lot of transactions, so sorry, but this one's going to be a little bit longer. If you can't listen to all of it, yeah, I don't give a crap, but hey, for the heck of it, I will say sorry. But a big team change that very controversial, and I think we'll probably spend a little time on, is Taylor. So what Taylor did was he dropped Cofagrigus, Mega Aggron, Galvantula, Deoxys Defense, and Crabominable. Goodbye to that ugly ass thing. And then he picked up Licky Licky, DNC Mega, Rotom-Mow, Reuniclus, and Octillery. So I'm gonna wait because I have some very strong opinions about these moves, and I will let Slink take the floor first, and we'll kind of go from that.
The only thing about this I disagree with is why did you drop Mega Aggron? That mon is so good. It is so goddamn bulky.
That is true. Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, pretty much. I think the rest of it is kind of cool. You lose webs, which meh. And, Crabominable was not doing anything. I don't know why you chose Octillery of all things. I guess the versatile move pool is cool. And then Deoxys to Reuniclus, you dropped everything Deoxys could do for pretty much a Trick Room abuser. Yeah, it's got Regenerator, yeah, it's got Magic Guard, but you really need Trick Room to make that mon worth anything because it's not as bulky as it looks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to slightly disagree. We actually did talk about these transactions on the last one, but since it was towards the end as well, I'm going to go a little bit more into... I'm going to completely disagree on the Reuniclus part. I think that mon is much better than Deoxys. All it does for him is just give him rocks, and I don't know, is it good? Yeah, but Reuniclus is I think the versatility of it where it can be like a Regenerator, bulky wall for a Mega Metacham or Gardevoir or something like that, and then you have sets where it's just Calm Mind with Magic Guard and can't be toxic down. I don't know, I think that mon's really good. I think it's better than Deoxys Defense. Rotom-Mow is one of my favorite Pokemon, but it's I think that's a pretty lateral move. I don't think a whole lot changes there. Mega Diancie is probably in my top 2 favorite draft mons, so obviously I love it, but Mega Aggron fits really well on the team, so I don't know how I feel about that. And then what was the other one? It was, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Licky Licky, yes, he gets a better Ghost Switch in, because before it was
Crocodile.
Crocodile, only Crocodile, which not terrible, but Will-O-Wisp Spectrier kind of beats that, so yeah. Not terrible overall. I think he could have done worse, but he also could have done better, so that's all I
The only thing I don't like about the Mega Aggron drop is that now his Steel type is Kartana.
Well, I mean, that's fine, because it's a good defensive mon.
Yeah, it's a good defensive mon, and you made it, and you're a great champion. Oh wait.
I'm sorry. Does Mega Aggron take to... actually, it probably does.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably. I know what he's going to do. He's going to be 1,000 arrows from Zygarde, but he probably does.
Yes. The answer is yes, it probably does.
Okay, fine.
It kills with
but
Ice
do
Punch.
most steel types take 2,000 arrows from a +1 Zygarde? The answer is no.
Nope.
But do you know who does? Kartana. Do you know who beats Toxic Stall Zygarde? Kartana.
Also Mega Aggron.
Okay, It does not beat the coil set though. It does not beat the coil one.
If it has ice,
It has
punch,
ice
it's gonna
beam.
go through and
Okay.
ice speed.
All right, fine. So the two best Zygarde that are also steel types are Kartana and Mega Aggron. All right, are we in agreement on that? Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure, why not?
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
I got no comment on all that.
All right, well, what's your comment on these team changes at least?
I think this team is Hollywood. It's cool. This is where you get your entertainment from.
Facts.
I would agree with Mystery. I think Reuniclus is a step up. I think it's got a lot more value than just being a glorified Trick Room Mon. It makes me laugh how potent and frail this Dragon Fairy Steel core is. That's awesome.
I mean, if the bulk on your Dragon Fairy Steel is carried by Kartana, which I think we all are agreeing on here, that is pretty rough. I will say that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, DNC's defenses. I know it's HP is the big thing, but DNC's defenses are still 110. I do want to point that out.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah,
terrible.
That's
HP
true.
is absolute dog shit.
It's a shame it's 4 times weak to steel.
Yeah, that happens.
I
But
think-
he has Moltres, so it's fine.
I think Taylor will be a lot of fun to watch, especially with how creative he is. I think
That's
it's one of those things where the grade of the transactions just kind of goes to your play style. But I do like how he has a lot of kind of blanket check defensive mons and Vaporeon and even the Rotom and the Moltres and the Licky Licky. Like he has options he can throw at you. But it's going to be fun to watch this team live and die by the ginormous offensive threats.
Yeah.
Fire, Water, Grass of Modem, Moltres, Vaporeon is actually heat, and I like it.
You know what this team needs?
Dracovish.
There's one savior for this team. His name is Pillow Swine. He needs to be here. Look,
No, I knew it was coming. No.
Actually, yeah,
See?
that mon fits really well here.
exactly the double ground. It works.
He has all the wrong types that are double.
I don't hate Pilot Wine on this team.
Look, he could just recreate. Like he has like half of my team from season 9 of FBL anyway. He could just like recreate it onto his, but like with more points, so he can make a better team.
All right, well, we're gonna get off this team so Mystery can get Kartana and Piloswine out of his head for 3 seconds of the day because I don't think it ever leaves. I think it's just constantly I think every moment of the day is like, how can I get Kartana Piloswine to work? It's just all that
I
goes
will
through
say
his mind.
it's at least 10 minutes of my day. I do think about that. So I'll give you that.
But I do like Reuniclus. That is the one thing I will say. I do like Rotomo Galvantula. I think is very mid tier. It's cool because it does give him another hazard. Like he lost. He gets 2 magic magic. I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys.
Magic Bounce.
Magic bounce mons. So that gives hazard removal, and then Moltres, and then Rotomo, which helps him get rid of hazards a lot better because that was kind of the issue. Was like Kartana was force strung defog.
Also,
Moltres
ground
is-
switching sucked before that.
That is also true. So Rotomo
Yeah.
does give him a good ground swap in, other than like Moltres there. Like just what Will was saying, I do agree a lot with what Will was saying. Was he has a lot of good blanket check mons with like a ground swap and can still be Vaporeon, a ground swap and can still be Reuniclus, can still be Licky Licky, just if they're built the right way and the mon isn't like Banded Excadrill or something like that. But yeah, overall, the biggest thing I'm gonna go, I do like Mega DNC. I do like this mon a lot. It gave you an actual fairy for a Dragon Steel Fairy core, but I really wish Mega Aggron was still here because your offensive present was already crazy, and like you're not really adding any, like you add that 110 speed tier, which is cool, but and you hit the really hard hitting, of course, fairy typing, which is busted, kind of hits everything really hard. I don't know. I just wish Mega Aggron here. As much as Mystery loves his defensive cart, and I'm not gonna talk about that anymore because we talked about it too much for the last month. But
I'm
Mega
sorry, you guys
Aggron,
just keep underrating it. That's not my fault.
I like the Mega Aggron fit. I feel like it gave him a very good defensive, but also offensive presence on this team. And especially since he already put up Reuniclus, so that kind of covers your magic bounce area if that's like a thing that he was doing. Mega DNC gives him a cool like offensive rocker, I guess, but so does Mega Aggron, and the fact that it can be defensive or offensive, and it's still
Wait,
be
is
a
that
rocker.
Reuniclus Magic Guard?
Magic Guard? Magic Bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Magic Guard, not Magic Bounce. I figured you were just saying that.
Oh, that's my bad. Whatever. Oh, Uniclus gets Magic Guard. That's what you're saying. Magic Bounce is Mega Dancy. Okay. Oh, okay, I understand that now. All right. Wait, what is Uniclus's Regenerator, Magic Bounce, or Magic
I think
Guard
Overcoat.
and Overcoat? Okay. I thought I got both. My bad. That's my bad. Never mind. But, I mean, so Magic Bounce for Mega Dancy is cool as well, just because of hazard removal. But you did pick up the Rotom-Mow, you picked up Moltres. I don't know. In my opinion, I would have kept the Aggron. I think Dancy's a cool add-up, but I think it gets undershadowed, as funny as that is with how cool of a mon it is. I think it gets undershadowed with how much you're going to want to use Naga, how much you're going to want to use Cart, how much you're going to use Dracovish, and then knowing Taylor, he's going to want to bring his offensive Moltres, he's going to want to bring offensive Crocodile, stuff like that. Even Nasty Plot Rotom-Mow is really cool. I feel like it gets lost in the wind, and then you lost such a good defensive like glue. Like that's what I think like is the biggest thing, because there's not one mon that I see defensively that just glues this core together. It's kind of Moltres right now, but even then, if it doesn't come defensively, then I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just the big thing that I see about it. But I want to see it work. I think Taylor, if he can make it work, he can make it work. I'm not trying to like Will and Mystery both kind of said. This is where the entertainment comes from. So definitely gonna be some cool games. Like you're either gonna get O-Code or O-Co something. So it's gonna be really cool. What'd you say, Mystery? Kind of cut out there.
Wow. My internet just like died for a half second. Yeah, I said in this world it's O-Co or be O-Co.
That's Mystery's world. I think that's the only thing that lives in his head now. But he's like, I must O-Co this mon. All right, and then going on to the last team changes, mine, big mine. I know Mystery has some things to say about it as well. But me and Will sat down in the lab because, as you heard, we did have a trade pending. Garchomp for Clefable, we were trying to work it out, but in the end of the day, it just didn't line up with what Will wanted and kind of what I wanted. So team changes were made. Everybody knows I am the most indecisive person in the league. It always happens. Feel free to make fun of me. I don't care. It happens. But I change every 2 seconds. So we got a whole new squad. I was really wanting to keep the Mega Houndoom. I was having a lot of fun with him, but it just got to the point where we wanted to make the team better. And then building with Will, he doesn't like Sun, so that kind of had a little bit to do with it as well. But
Get it out.
but so we kept the Garchomp Gengar, and we kept Big Tang, and we kept Bibs, but everybody else changed. So we got rid of the Mega Dog, and we picked up Mega Heracross, which is really cool. We got Celesteela in a trade with Steph. We re-picked up Grimmsnarl, which is really cool. And then we picked up Zeraora, Mr. Rhyme, Talonflame, and Blastoise. So with the big thing with this, I think I went more with the offensive look that I like with my obvious defensive options with Tangrowth, Celesteela. Grimmsnarl can be defensive, and then Blastoise is a good rapid spinner for rocks over there, and is a good versatile mon as well. The name of the game with me, as everybody knows, is I love versatility. So the big thing is I'm really excited to use this Mega Heracross. I think it's really underrated. It's really hard to use in draft. It is, and it can be a little underwhelming sometimes just because of its speed stat and its 4 times weakness to flying, which tends to happen a lot. It's like a Chestnut syndrome kind of that Mystery feels over there. Chestnut's really good, but it does one thing.
No, that mon's great. I'm loving using him.
No, I'm sure you're
sucks.
loving.
I mean, it gets Rock Plus. It's fine.
Yeah, it does.
And
but you
no
have to
hidden power either.
Yeah, and there is no more hidden power, so it's not like every mon can run a flying move to just kill it. But I'm really excited to use this thing because I think that everybody just sees this mon and wants to hit as hard as possible and are like webs with it. I'm really excited to use this mon in different ways because it does get spikes, which is a good hazards for me to set up later. It gets options such as I can run it defensively or Spadef just because it does get good stats. I just went off my page. It does have base 115 defense and 105 Spadef with 80 HP, so that is definitely decent. It does have quite a bit of weaknesses with being Psychic, Flying, what else? Psychic, Flying, Fire.
Flying, Fury, Fire.
That's it, right? That's all of them?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not terrible just because those things are the Flying is a little bit more common. Psychic is give or take on teams, and then usually Fire types are either there or they're not. Things do get good Fire type coverage and stuff like that, but I think Mega Heracross is bulky enough to take non-stab hits that aren't possibly Flying type moves. But I think that it's going to be really cool. I think that it gives me a little bit of versatility I was looking for in a really, really hard hitter that I like. It takes a little bit of pressure off of Garchomp. And then our newest member, also Zera Aura, I'm really excited to use. I'm not like I think all three people here are both all love Zera Aura. I'm not the hugest fan of Zera Aura.
I don't like them on.
You don't either? I thought you did.
It's okay. It's cool.
I'm very indifferent with it, but
I think that's me is too.
Yeah, basically.
I think it's very. I know Will like is in love with this Pokemon, but
I love Zero Aura.
but I'm very like give and take with it. I think that it has its obvious things that it doesn't do well, but I think it has certain things that it does amazingly. But I'm really excited to use it because I want to change my opinion on it, and so that's cool. We have the obvious Will Mon over here with Mr. Rhyme. I have to shove it in his face because he's not a huge fan of Mr. Rhyme. He likes the Mr. Mime better, but Mr. Rhyme's here. And then we have Talonflame, which I think gives me a really good speed tier outside of Gengar, and then gives me kind of like that fire support as well. And then Blastoise is here mainly for being a rapid spinner and a bulky water, but he's here. He's doing cool. I like Blastoise a lot. I enjoyed using him. I actually used him last season. And then Bibs 6-0's Mystery, so he's here for the
big facts. Big facts.
But I'm really enjoying it. I don't think this team got any better, but I don't think it got any worse. I'm going to be completely honest with it. I think it's very mid-tier, and I think it's just going to be down to like play style. It's one of those kind of what Will said with Taylor. It's one of those changes where you look at it and it's like hard to determine like team comp. It's just more of like, what is the person going to play with this like? So that's the big thing with me. I'll let everybody else have the floor. That's my 2-pit. But yeah, that's basically, I'm excited to use it. I'm actually really excited to use it. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm actually a fan of Mega Heracross. I used that thing a little bit when I played Mono Fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the cool things you can do is like you can run regular Moxie Heracross, get a free kill, get a +1, and then Mega, and suddenly you're looking at a 185 +1 attack.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Which is crazy.
Plus Skill Link with access to some pretty good.
Yeah, Skill Link with access to like Bullet Seed, Pin Missile, Arm Thrust, Rock Blast.
I was talking to Tristan about that. I always say Arm Thrust just because I think of Skill Link, but Arm Thrust only goes to like 75 or something. It sucks.
Yeah, it's
like
weaker,
post combo's just better, but yeah.
It's better unless there's a sub in front of you, but Mm-hmm. So you got some cool tricks. You're probably going to be running close combat as your fighting move, just because.
Doesn't it get drained too? Combat. I don't know.
I think it does get drain punch.
It's really cool.
He does, yeah. He does.
Which, like, as everybody knows, my Mega Gallade, because I love it. When you have Maz's Eye.
Hey, Mega Gallade's free right now. It's don't have any more transactions.
Yeah. Sorry, Will. Go ahead.
I'm on its page right now. It does not get Drain Punch.
Oh, really?
Really?
Damn. Never mind.
God, I swear I remember running that. Okay, well. Okay, damn.
All right, Mr.
The only
do you
thing
have
I
anything
don't
to say?
like about Mega Heracross is that it looks weird.
It does.
Good old fashioned
guy from a Bug's Life
coming out of the ears.
I will. Big facts on that. He is ugly as fuck.
He's really goofy looking.
Hey,
he looks just like Dim from Bug's Life.
That's because they're the
I gotta
same
leave.
kind of
I gotta
bug.
leave here about like 1 or 2 minutes, so I'm gonna try and make this quick. I think Heracross is kind of ass in draft just because it gets revenge so easily. Like you can get the kill with Moxie or whatever, but someone's just gonna come in and get revenge you like every single time. That's why it's so good on webs. I don't know. I think the rest of the team changes I'm okay with. I hate Grimmsnarl as a Pokemon. I don't like Heracross as a Pokemon. I'm very indifferent with Zorora, but I think all these mods make sense. So you could have done worse. I think it's at absolute worst. I think you slightly improved. At best, I think you made your team a lot better and a lot more versatile. So that's my 2 cents.
All right, and then Will, want to wrap it up for us?
I think your team got better. I don't think you got numerically more hazard setters or removers, but I think they got a lot better, upgrading from Torkoal to Blastoise as a rapid spinner and diversifying by getting yourself spikes. I'm a big fan of. Speed tiers above 100 look awesome. It's kind of comical how far it drops after that. Like it goes from like 102
to like, yeah, it's like 50 or something.
It
Something
goes
like that.
182 to 78.
75 or 78.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. But I mean, one of the things I really like about this team is just how nutty the defense is. Like, Garchomp and Celesteela are a really good combo. They have great defensive synergy. And then you throw in, like, Tangrowth and Blastoise that both in their own right wall a whole host of Mons. And then you even have things to play around with, like Flame Down Flame and the Heracross and stuff like that.
Hey, Flame Body!
I mean, what's cool in that too is I have screens with that bulky defense as well, and then some nutty offense with screens. Mega Heracross will be really cool as well. So
I can agree with
liking
that.
Yeah.
And Zeraora is an absolute goated mon. I think some people don't like it because they think people are trying to say it's like a MVP caliber mon, which I disagree with. I think Zeraora is like one of the best in the role of being a fast electric type volt switcher. I don't think he can get much.
For sure.
With its, it's kind of got wacky coverage, but that also is, a really good thing in some matchups. So
If that shit just got Ice Punch, man. I mean, he is Ice Punch away from being a top 5 draft mon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know why they didn't
What
give
if
him
that's
triple
Ice Punch?
axle. Why didn't they give him triple?
Right.
Axle? Nintendo, come on. I mean, yeah, but like Ice Punch would have made sense. Like I don't understand why he doesn't get it, but I guess to even him out. But yeah, like Will said, he does get wacky coverage. But I like. Everybody knows, well, Mystery kind of knows, he's known me the longest, but I love my fast electric type. I love having it. I love my fast electric type. I love my fast volt switcher. It's just how it is, how I like to play. So getting Zeraora as that one of the best, like as Will said, fast volt switchers is really, really good. And then I do like the setup options that it has with it, because that's kind of what, like, it does so well, because a lot of electric types generally lack like consistent setup without dying like right away, but like with bulk up and stuff like that, Zeraora can sit there and set up and be cool and do stuff, and it does get play raw
I'm sorry.
close combat.
Work up Mega Manetric. I'm sorry. Anybody?
Just get it out. Yeah, it's bad. It doesn't get any
Work
power
up
anymore.
Ice Fang?
Ice Fang? Ugh.
No, so you have coverage for dragons.
You have coverage for Hippowdon now that Oko's you and you don't do anything back.
Well, no, but you do like 45% with Ice Fang at +1.
Wow, good job. I'm very proud of you. But honestly, at +1 though, because at +1 both attack and attack, you could probably do a lot with overheat. But
That's what I'm saying, bro. Work up Manetric. It's the future.
Well, then draft it, and we'll see.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
But all right, guys. This was definitely a lot longer. I'm gonna go back to standings here. That was definitely a lot longer of a what is this called?
Digest.
Weekly digest. But we had a lot to go over, and we had a surprise member in Mystery. So definitely a good tune in. Thank you all for, if you are still here. And big shout out to Mystery and Will for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me intrude, and make sure you follow me on Twitter. Mystery Will Taken 3 instead of the E in Taken. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Mystery. I'll probably be in the comments, so you can find me there.
Yeah, he won't be. But thank you for having you guys.
I mean, if we're plugging shit, then I'm gonna start doing a Minecraft series on Twitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will
Gonna be doing
you plug in
Sky
anything
Factory.
now? Because you're the only one now. Follow
follow me
Will
on
Discord.
trying to grow my my network of connections.
So it's gonna be twitch.tv/Captain Slinky.
Twitter.com/mystery was taken 3 instead of the E. I'll see y'all later.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all on the flip side. Thank you all for tuning in once again, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.